Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
The Orioles and the Cubs will start us off today. Pretty fun matchup, I'd say, here for your afternoon pleasure. Yeah, College World Series going on around the same time a little bit here. So in this one, the Orioles are favored on the road with Irvin against Hendricks here, Mindy. I don't know, Hendricks still pretty solid. I know the Orioles have been hot and the Cubs maybe not so much here. And Orioles get the favoritism here.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to back the Orioles in this one, but I think I'm going to do it here anyway. I feel like the Cubs are a little bit hot, but I still feel like the Orioles are better. The only thing that concerns me, right, is what? Cole Irvin's ERA on the road, sitting at 12.46. That's the big deal there. If he can keep himself in check in this one, I think those bats can overcome. I mean, the Cubs, they do have impressive splits versus, lefties. They're hitting 262. But again, I feel like this Orioles team, they're, playoff contenders. I think they go ahead and get the job done. Also have that better bullpen, taking the Orioles today.
All right, Mindy will be on the O's here in this one. Let me get the right background up there. Mindy takes the O's here on the road with Irvin. Yeah, so far not great for Irvin, obviously. ERA close to 6. And like I said, Hendricks, ERA practically half that, 3.09 coming in. But, man, you just got to like the way the Orioles are going right now. I mean, no doubt.
Is our guy, is it Marco that went yesterday? Is he here to tell us how it went?
Oh,
that's should have been a good game.
Marco was at the game yesterday.
Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I felt bad. There was the one little kid that they showed him at the end of the game being all sad in his Toronto hat.
Irvin, so far, mentioned that mentioned his 5.8 ERA, 8 ERA in 4 starts. So, he's better coming in and out of the bullpen maybe, but Irvin gets the start here. Hendricks in his last 3 starts, 2.37 ERA, but I just got to like the way the Orioles are going right now. Uncomfortable laying it on the road here, maybe just a little bit, but I agree with you. I'm going to take the Orioles here with you, Mindy, for our first play.
We did it. Number one.
That's the format of the show.
That's how we do it.
The pick. Mindy makes the pick. She's our analyst, and then I either agree or pivot, and that's how we've been getting these hot picks. That's all I can say about it, Mindy. You've been laying it out there, teeing it up like a softball.
Right.
All right. See what everybody has in this one. Also say hello to Tyrone. And here comes Gerardo with the Cubs first 5 in this one, but he'll take the Orioles money line. How about that for some handicapping? He's got this one being an exciting game. I always have a problem myself putting those non-correlated plays in, but that's confidence right there. Cubs for Bionic. Thomas Lewis here, Chicago money line. Fernando on that Cubs money line as well. Blake says, give me the Cubs game to go over. James Edward on the over. Fernando on the over. And Damian Betts says, give me Baltimore and the over. So, I don't know. Looks like mostly over there. See if we can't. Scott's got that. We see him in there to get that weather report. 7.5, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. But let me see if I can just get the exact details here. As far as I know it, I went over in that game yesterday.
Yeah, I was worried once it moved to 7. I laid off of it, so I was a little bit bummed I missed out on it, especially when it easily went to 9.
Yeah, no, on the show I gave that out. Also had Cubs as a premium winner yesterday. Right. Winds expected to be blowing in from left field, 12 miles an hour once again. Similar conditions to yesterday. They were reported to be a little bit stronger even yesterday, but that was no problem as the runs were coming a little bit early there for the Cubs. and Pirates. So, all right. We're on record here. Oh, James Edward with Baltimore as well. Continue on here without our first play, and let's get to the nighttime action here. This will be the Marlins and the Nationals. Alcantara, this one's going up here to 170 or so. Total 8.5 under 15.
I'm going to go ahead and try Sandy Alcantara today. I've been off of him most of this season just because his numbers have been bad. But Nationals coming off that extra innings, a win yesterday. And again, this is a Nationals team. I feel like that really can't ever blow anyone out. I maybe don't mind the Nationals on the run line. That's why I'm kind of going this way. Because I think I'm more apt than not to have the Marlins, get it in the later innings here. I think they're a reliable squad, especially on the road here. I'm going to go ahead and take Sandy. He does have a .90 ERA, 4-0 record versus the Nationals. Have to hope he goes back into form here today. I don't like paying the 170, but I feel like today's the day I'm gonna do that.
All right, Mindy on the line here with Alcantara and the Marlins. Yeah, look, Washington, they really burned out the bullpen, I would think, and this is going to be a little bit of a effort for them, I would think, here to win this one. Just the line is just too high for me to want to lay this. It might be a little bit of a value with $1. I saw as high as $1.85.
85? Yeah.
Yeah, but Sandy, that 4.86 ERA. What is wrong with Sandy?
I don't know. Oh, he was like smoke last year.
See what the chat has to say in this one. Very curious on this. I imagine they might be on Miami. Ron is on the run line, but James Edward is on the Nationals. Luis says go under. Blake says go under, but Fernando is on the over. And the thing is, I wasn't sure what Mindy was going to do. Obviously, that's the theme of the show. But man, who's going to pitch for these guys right now today? They're going to be down in the back end of the bullpen. Thomas says Marlins run line, Bionic on the run line. Lex Steele here today says, watch out for the rain today in Washington. He says, check it out, Ramon. Give us the update in this one. So
fish like water, don't they?
Yeah, advantage Marlins. Fernando on the Nationals, but Joel says take the Marlins run line. So I think we're seeing some mixed action here from the chat. 100% chance of rain is what I'm showing here tonight. So the postponement risk, however, according to one of the recognized baseball sites, listed at 5%. So it just looks like a pretty heavy night there as far as the rain is concerned. And yeah, boy, this one is pretty tough. I'm gonna take the Nationals on the run line here at +1.5 at -110. So a little bit of a challenge maybe in this one, although we both.
That's exactly what my notes say, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So
we just giving out 2 winners. That's all in a close game.
Lex says it's certainly going to be a wet one here today. So we'll see. That does look like doom as far as this weather report is concerned. But maybe it'll be just weak enough to let them get it in. Okay. The Cardinals and the Mets here in this one. Close to a pick 'em, but maybe Mikolas is slightly favored here at $1.15 or so. Total 9 under 20.
Very interesting matchup. 2 teams that aren't playing so great. I'm going to go ahead and take the Mets, though, because the Cardinals are just horrible on the road. 14 and 21 here this season. I'll take the home team in this one.
All right, Mindy says take those Mets, and I'm going to agree. I don't think the Cardinals, Mindy, are fixing it anytime soon. Look, I've given them enough chances, I think, at this point. But at 15 games under 500,
Ooh.
we're now just about 10 games away from the halfway point of the season, and unfamiliar territory certainly for the Cardinals. Nicholas got a 4 ERA, but a 5.73 ERA in the last two starts. And for McGill, he's been pretty bad, but we'll just trust the Mets bats here to get it done. I would say they've not doing much better. They've lost 9 of their last 11. So you got two teams kind of going in the wrong direction here at this point. But at the price, probably a pick 'em, maybe $1.05. I'll take them with you. Take a chance here. I'd imagine these two starters might not be long for this one. Let's take the Mets here today. Play number 2. Nope. You know what? Nope. I was going to say, man, Mindy, do you think there'll be pressure? We're on such a hot streak. I'd say no pressure, because we're probably going to have 6, 7, 8 plays, and we're not going to get them all right. Are we?
Are we? Yeah, I mean, more likely not, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna hopefully come out on top no matter how we look at it.
James Edward likes the Mets. Well, I want to say hello to William Dryman here. He likes the Mets. Luis says the over. CTG says the under. Hi, Verley. Good to see you. Fernando over. Thomas is on the Mets. Luis says go over. Joe Costa on the Mets money line. Bionic on the Cards. This one, mixed bag here. I don't think it's a consensus, Thomas.
Not quite.
Too much going on. Mindy and I will cast the deciding vote here. Hello to Alan. Got a couple of games with Alan in the W tonight after yesterday's games. We already talked about it a little bit, Alan. Go back and check it out while we're doing the baseball. We had some comments on our results. Pretty good results last night, I think, for the team. Okay, Solo says take the Mets. All right, we will.
Yeah, why not?
All right, well, you can never get enough Yankees and Red Sox, so here we go again for another weekend series. Maybe they should let them play 19 games instead of 13, just these two teams. Anyways, here's the Red Sox, slight favorite here. It's down to maybe $1.15 or so, and the total's going up here on some reported steam, 9.5 over 20.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is deja vu. Like, we just had this, didn't we? And the thing is, I was with the Yankees a lot because I've always felt like historically the Yankees have played better at home, but that's maybe not so much the case. The Yankees have actually been playing really well on the road. So I feel like both these teams are doing pretty well offensively. But I'm going to go ahead and try the Yankees here again today. I like the bullpen. They're scoring 4.74 runs a game, holding their opponents to 4. Red Sox, they're scoring 5.67 runs per game, holding their opponents to 5.33. So they allow more runs. And I think those Yankee bats are going to come to play here today.
All right, I'm down. Let's do it. I'm taking the Yankees with you, Mindy. We'll get them in a pick 'em or so, maybe even a little better right now if we get on that. Domingo Germán, pretty much 3 good outings in a row.
Yeah, Houck not so good. Yeah, Houck has not been necessarily good.
Yeah, well, he's got a 5.23 ERA. Oh, he's lost out of his last 6 starts. He's went 0-5. Red Sox just 4-8 in their last 12 games. Yankees, run into a little bit of a bump there, but you mentioned how decent they've been on the road. 18-13, so that's pretty decent, I'd say. Let's take them here in this one. I like that Germán up a couple of units, 2.5 units so far in his 12 starts, and Houck's down a couple of units so far this season. So, that isn't overwhelming results, but just will mention it, and we'll take the Yankees. We got another play. Look out.
Here we come. Getting them.
Just want to mention real quick. Let me check this out here. Everybody can check out the odds screen. Mindy and I already talked about that Cubs game a little bit, and we did mention, Mindy, in the game, the total 7.5 over 20. We mentioned the wind blowing in, but I think if you take a look at the odds right now at almost every book, that total's gone to 8. So just take note of that. If you like the under, that's good. If you don't, get on one that over. I think you've missed out. We'll see. Maybe it'll come back, but definitely move to the over right now here as we speak. Let's continue on though with the rotation order here and move. Let me get the Yankees. I don't want to shortchange the chat here. It's all about the chat. And they're all over this one, Mindy, with Luis on the Yankees and Fernando on the Red Sox. Solo goes over. James Edward, Red Sox. Fernando over. Joel, Yankees first 5. Always like the derivatives because I know everyone likes to see a little bit something different. And the chat brings it to us. James Edwards says go under and Red Sox. Damian on the Yankees money line. Thomas on the Yankees. Yeah, they kind of got it together without even Stanton. Well, been okay. First 5 under for CTG. Herman's got that pitcher prop here in this one, and he likes the Yankees as well. All right, there we go. Rockies and the Braves yesterday. Yeah, I mean, we had them. We had them in maybe a similar situation against them yesterday with Smith Shawver. They were up pretty big early, and they gave us that victory as well as Tony's pick too. I did have a premium on the under there. It didn't quite work out, but here it's Lamet and Schuster. The Braves are minus 230, 10, and the total is 10.5 now. Wow.
Yeah, I think I'll still be okay going over 10.5 today. I mean, both of these pitchers are not having good seasons. I think that's maybe the best way to say it. 12.46 ERA for Lamet on the road. Schuster, 4.79 ERA here at home. Lamet, he offers up 6.2 walks a game. So that's a bunch. And Lamet, he just hasn't been, I don't know, just not been good. I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of surprised he's maybe still in the rotation there a little bit. But I think he started out maybe as a reliever, if I remember. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go over the total.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been pretty. Yeah, I'll get it up there. Sorry about that. Here it is, 10.5 now. Ooh. But Mindy says go ahead and take it. Steam came in on the under. Mindy will go over. Steam came in on the over, of course. Yeah, sorry about that. No doubt about it. Rockies have gone under in 10 of their last 15 games here coming into this one, but Atlanta's gone over in 5 of their last 6. And Schuster, maybe he is starting to look a little better for sure. 3.74 ERA and 3-0 record in his last 4 starts. Lamet, 9 ERA in his last 3 starts. So I think for me, I'm going to take the Braves. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go Braves run line here. I'm scared on the total actually at 10.5. Maybe I'm just letting those biases come in that, wow, these, 10.5 and we're, in Atlanta. I mean, I know it's Atlanta, right up there with some of the highest scoring ballparks, but okay, here's Bionic on the Braves. Fernando will take the run line with me, and he'll also go over. Look at this, though. James Edwards says, give me that 220 or 2 whatever it is. I'll take $2. Lex says, like 2.5. What's that emoji there? Is that a train?
The Skull and Crossbones.
Oh,
okay. Poison.
James Edward under. CTG's got a team total over for the Braves today. Atlanta run line for Thomas. And, waiting on you, Lamet. If I would say, you talk about in the rotation or on the team, I mean, next stop, Lamet might be out of the league if he doesn't get it together. Joel says Braves run line. Burley Braves run line. Thomas Lewis says you're right on the over here. Matt D. He's got a little something for us. He says Atlanta money line and over SGP. And Solo Rockies money line. So got some Rockies support in there, and I get it. I mean, but just seeing how it unfolded yesterday, I'm going to go Braves run line. Good luck to you on those Rockies, gang. And Mindy is on the over. Damien also said Atlanta run line. Next up, the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Gonna get another series going with these guys, and Gausman gonna favoritism on the road here. I get it. Gausman's been pretty hot. This is a big series, obviously, here, but $1.40, 9 under 15.
Yeah, you got two pretty good pitchers here. Gausman, 30.3% K rate versus the Rangers all time. And then you got Perez, 19.7% K rate versus this Blue Jays team, only allowing a 3.79 slugging percentage there. Perez, 1.4 ERA. To me, this looks like an under game. That's how I'm going to go. The bullpen also been playing pretty well for both of these teams. 3.82 ERA for that Blue Jays squad. And the Rangers only giving up 26 home runs in those late innings. So I'm going to go under the total. Have this one coming in right at about 8 runs.
I see it the same way. Look, the steam came in on the over. Perez, maybe he goes out there and gives you an honest effort. I don't know if it's overwhelming. He's still got an ERA over 4.5, and his last 3 starts, he's got an 8.4 ERA, but I like it better at home in this one. Yeah, Gausman, he's favored for a reason, I guess, here, but he's often a little bit overrated. He hasn't exactly brought the money home for Toronto here necessarily, so I think the price is a little high. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with the side. I'm going to take the under with you, Mindy, here at 9. These two teams do produce some overs, certainly, right now, but Toronto's gone over in just 6 of their last 17 games, and 3 of Gausman's last 4 starts have gone under. Texas definitely going over right now. Only one of their last 9 has gone under, but I want under with you here. We're going to have some action tonight.
All right.
The chat here, and this one's going to have their plays. Let's take a look. It's going to be Luis on Texas. James is on the Rangers as well. Ron got us a pitcher prop. Perez over in his K prop, and the Rangers win. Here's Texas run line for CTG, and Damien says Rangers money line and under. Burley says take that plus money. I don't know if Thomas wants them, if he says that price is good. Bionic will take Rangers on the run line. And I definitely went up, and I thought that's kind of what I was going premium, Mindy. If you didn't, probably on the under in this one, as long as it stayed at that 9 now. So if you're on it, I'm on it. Solo on the over. Fernando likes the over, and hello to Jeremy Bryant. Good morning, Jeremy. Nice to have you. Yes. Oh boy, we're gonna be busy tonight with some action.
Right.
Let's keep it going. We're having a pretty good week here on the show. All right. Well, a lot of people talking about this series a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it was just what I was watching the talking heads here. Pittsburgh with Hill on the road against Tehran. Tehran favored here. The Brewers. I mean, what's wrong? These guys aren't getting anything done right now. They've got Tehran though. Has come back, and he's looked like Julio Tehran from 10 years ago. I don't know if he can keep it up, but he's favored here tonight. $1.20. The total's 9.
Well, I'm going to back Tehran here tonight, Ramon. I'm going to take the Brewers. It's mostly basically a lot of the way that the Pirates are playing, and then they have to come into another ballpark, right? They've lost the last 5 of 7 road games. just been slumping offensively, I think, too, here. And I just feel like Tehran has done pretty well on the mound. 1.48 ERA, can't complain there. Has a 20% K rate versus this Pirates team as well. And then you got the Brewers here. They're hanging in there, scoring 4.29 runs per game. The Pirates, they're sitting at just under 4 there as well. So for me, I think it might be a low scorer, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Tehran today. I'm taking the Brewers.
All right. I don't know if we're see what the chat's up to. We're not on the Brewers have lost 6 straight. Pirates have lost 6 of 8. It's the lesser of 2 evils here, I would think. A lot of people say that maybe the Brewers would at least could be able to get something done against soft tossing Hill, but Hill has still got 2 straight wins here. He's looked pretty good. I know everybody wants to bash him, and he's got a 4.35 ERA. Look, I agree, Tehran. Whatever's gone on with Julio and his 4-star, the problem is that he's not getting any run support because the Brewers can't hit. They've gone under in all 4 of his starts. Get this, he's got a 1.48 ERA since he's returned, and the Brewers have gone under in all 4 starts. Well, that makes sense because Julio's been pitching well, but he's 1-2, and they've gone 1-3 in his start. So the score has been, low scoring games. Brewers have gone under in 13 of their last 21, but you said low score. I don't know. I'm going to go over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking me into the under, but you were talking me into the over. Okay, I got it.
Right. I've got to expect. Look, if Julio Tehran comes on and the Brewers turn around and he goes on to have this season, finishes like a 2.5 ERA or something, and gets him into the playoffs. Remember, he was a cast-off. He was, he was pitching. Remember, he pitched with my Tijuana Toros. He was pitching in the minor leagues, AAA, and got released out of that so he could go join the Brewers. And, well, he's come through at least with some good efforts. He's not winning games. It's not his fault. Let's see what the chat's on in this one. Okay, James says he loves Rich Hill, making him money. But, he's up a unit so far this year. Fernando says Pirates on the money line. Thomas will be on the Brewers here. Fernando also on the over. Here's Bionic saying the Brewers. I'll put that in there. I don't know. They're not scoring any runs at this point. Nobody wants to comment on this game. Here's Burley to take the Pirates on the money line. Joel says Brewers with Mindy. And Ron said the same thing. I was talking him on the under, and no, I want the over. Tehran to regress, get that positive negative positive progression. And here's CTG first 5 under with these 2 pitchers. Okay, thanks everybody. All right, Mindy. Hey, who called the same game parlay? Ohtani to homer and Angels to win. That was me.
There you go.
I don't do any of these same game parlays like I'd like, but I think I quoted that one anyway.
All I saw out there on the interwebs is everyone mad that Ohtani didn't get the strikeout prop. He only got 3. He needed like 5.5.
Oh, everyone was so upset with this guy. God, he just flicks that bat and that thing goes flying. He's just an incredible machine. Really, I don't care if he's got 3.5 ERA. It's still a good ERA. He's a pitcher. He's really kind of you think of him as just a stud, but he's a little bit of a craftsman out there too. Anyways, Mindy, the Angels are going to be favored on the road, of course. It's down to $1.45 here. These are your 2 teams.
Right. I should be there. What am I doing? Instead, I'm going to the College World Series. What?
I'm sure you can give a great analysis of this one. And this one is 145 now, 9.5 under 20. So the lines pretty much flip-flop from 9.5 over 20 to 9.5 under 20.
Yeah, I also hope CTG that Otani stays as well. I don't know if he will, but we'll have to wait it out. I feel like if this Angels team can perform a little bit better, it might be okay, right? But yeah, Sandoval, he's kind of had a little bit of a inconsistent season, and then Brady Singer has had a horrible season. He just gave up 4 runs against the Orioles here in his last outing. Just been pretty bad. I kind of feel like I'm sitting here looking at a minus 145 as a pretty good deal for the Angels. That's where I'm going today. I'm taking the Angels. Again, the Angels haven't been scoring a ton of runs, only averaging about 4. But the Royals, they're sitting at like 4.2, Angels 4.8. We talked about the Angels bullpen being pretty good. I just think Singer's having too bad of a year to get things started in this game.
Yeah, the 6.5 ER. Steam came in on the Royals. I guess the Sharps are just betting numbers here at this point. Or, Sandoval has struggled, though, a bit. Last 5 starts, 0-5 with a 6.4 ERA. But Singer, yeah, pretty weak numbers, certainly with that 6.5 ERA. So, $1.45. I'm not so excited about laying it on the road, but that's the only direction that I can go in this one. Cannot back the Royals. I will mention the Angels have gone under in just 4 of their last 20 road games. They do produce a little bit on the road. I thought at 9.5, I was kind of like, well, it's getting up there a little bit. Steam came in on the over as well. I'll go Angels with you, Mindy. Looks like we got quite a few plays.
That's number 5.
Today, kind of feeling the chat's going to be pretty much Angels on this one.
Mostly. I see James Edwards. He's still out there liking this Royals team.
Fernando, Bionic, Thomas, all on the Angels. First 5 for CTG. Fernando also first 5 over. Same for Burley. Yeah, feels like Angels. Oh, here they come. Okay. Yeah, I see now. Hello to Steph. Good morning.
Halo.
Did I miss? Oh, there's James's play. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, I missed a couple plays back there. I think there's James Edward. Let me get that in there. Fernando, maybe.
I'm not convinced. We'll see.
Well, and here's
why they play the game, right? That's why they play the game.
Mindy, the Singer's one of as bad as it gets. My records show that he's he's flatlining. He's not lost any units this year when he's been out there. They've won enough games with him as an underdog to cover some of those pad those numbers a little bit. So even with his record, he's 0 as far as units up or down this season. So Joel says first 5 for the Angels. And there's Luis on the over. All right. Okay, Mindy, we're putting our record on the line here today with some of these. Let's see here. Now we're getting to that part of the show where we didn't have the line out yet. This one between, let me see if I can get this here, the Tigers and the Twins. Nope. Can't say that I have it yet, but I will say I believe it's going to be Tyler Alexander here. This one's going to be a little difficult for us, Mindy. Anybody have a line out there yet on this one? This is supposed to be your first look at the betting board on YouTube every morning, but right now I'm not seeing much of a line here. Tigers and Alexander, Twins and Ryan. I imagine that the Twins are going to be, I don't know, $1.60, $1.70. I'm sure Mindy has her line available. She can give us. Could it be $1.80? And the total, I imagine, is probably going to be 8 over 20, 8.5 under 20, somewhere about there. I guess. Let's see here.
Yeah, well, if I look at Alexander, the ERA, what, 5.23? If I take a look at Ryan, 2.9. So again, if I'm just going based off of, pitchers and hitters, I'm going to go ahead and take the Twins. I know that line's going to be up there, so I'm just going to take the Twins on the run line. I think they can beat them by a couple here today.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't want to know about Ryan, 2.9 ERA so far this season. The Tigers, they keep finding a way to at least get the money. Yesterday, I know, Mindy and Tony, they both laid the Twins yesterday, and on my video, I did my sponsor video, and I said, well, Tony and Mindy are on the other team, but I'm taking the Tigers in this one. So,
Right, and look who won.
yeah, does feel like a mismatch though
Tigers,
today.
right?
Twins need it, man, but the Tigers, they kind of fight a little bit to get that run line.
Didn't the Tigers come back and win that one yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what the chat has to say. Did they get the line in the chat?
Yeah, that was the one that I had the under, and they scored the 3 runs in the 9th to mess me all up. That's right.
Twins will do it here. James Edwards says, "Go Tigers." Fernando, yeah, Tyler Alexander, I believe, will be at least a bulk pitcher, I would think here. So Twins run line. All right, I this will be one. I'm leaving it up to the chat, and it seems like they want to run line with you. So why not, Mindy?
We're doing it.
Well,
like blind faith. All right.
You're hot. You're red hot, Mindy Hahne right now. So Fernando leading the Twins in the over. We don't have much on this one, even at this point. It's already 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. You got to wake up, you guys. Game's in 10 hours. But the bookmakers aren't convinced yet with the Tigers' plans, it looks like. So, all right. Maybe one more here. Okay, let's move on. Now the Reds here with Abbott. It's been great so far, and they're going to go in to take on the Astros today with JP France here in this one. Astros big favorite. They are down, however, to $1.60. So maybe the sharps thinking that we're a little overpriced. Let's call it $1.60. And the total has gone to 8.5 over 15.
Yeah, well, you talked about Abbott, right? He made a good first impression. He only gave up one hit, Ramon, just one hit, and held his first 2 opponents scoreless. So I want to go ahead and give him a chance here today. If I take a look at the Reds on the run line, they're like the 3rd best cover. They're sitting at 61% there. They're 34-20 when they're underdogs, of course. And I think they've been playing pretty well, and they hit pretty good on the road. So I'm going to take the Reds here on the run line.
All right, Mindy, on the Reds here, plus the 1.5 with Abbott. Yeah, so far so good. Reds, they've got these prospects a little bit different than some of the teams that maybe are bailing in a little bit. And a long way to go still for the Reds to any type of credibility, but certainly here Abbott's been solid so far. He could do worse here in his first 2 starts. 11 2/3 innings pitched now totally from those stats that you mentioned. Reds are hot. They've won 8 of their last 10. Meanwhile, the Astros have won just 3 of their last 9. But man, down to $1.60 in a game that, well, was actually at $2 at some point yesterday at a few books. So I'm not so sure on this one, but now down to 8.5. It seems like these teams do put up a few more runs. I'm going to go over in this one. Steam came in on the under, but I'm gonna go over here. Astros at home. I think Abbott might be in for a little bit of a welcoming to the major leagues. Maybe what I'm feeling here in this one after his good performances so far. So, All right. We'll mention, Mindy, that it was some widely reported steam that did come in about 15 minutes ago at plus $1.65 in this game that has driven this one much lower. So steam did come in on the Reds. That won't change my feeling necessarily, but I'm on the over anyways as my pick. Mindy's on the run line. The chat has some comments on this one. Hello to Lil Walt. Wow, hello. Welcome, Lil Walt.
Nice.
Young Shard's here today.
Green
Young
team.
Shard Luis says Reds. James Edward, Reds on the run line. Fernando, Reds and over. Thomas says take the Reds. Bionic says take the Reds. Everyone's on the Reds except maybe me. Fernando says maybe first 5 over for him. Let's continue on. Mindy on the Reds run line. I'm on the over. The Guardians travel into the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks don't have a pitcher. What happened? Here's Zach Gallen. We put it up there. We know it's Zach Gallen and Tristan McKenzie. Should be an outstanding matchup on the mound if you go with the way these guys are going so far. McKenzie, he's got a 4.5 ERA, but I think everyone thinks he's looked pretty decent so.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Or is that me? Ramon, did you go again? I hope not. Darn it. We were doing so good. 2 days in a row here. Oh, all right. Well, hopefully Ramon comes back on soon. Oh, it's me this time? It's your Mindy. Looks like I'm still on and Ramon's maybe not if I'm looking at the broadcast, right? Oh, man. All right. Well, I thought we were just getting started there with what? The A's and the Phillies. Oh, there he goes. Okay. So yeah, on this one here, I think with this Phillies team, and again, I've been talking about the A's quite a bit, right? They always score 2 to 3 runs, no matter what, it seems. You can't keep them down. And again, they're just playing tough for whatever reason right now. So for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and go over in this one. I'm not sure if the A's can continue this madness or if the Phillies can continue their run. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the total in this one here. I think it's at 8.5. I'm going to go over. I think it comes in at about, my numbers show about 9.4. And that's based upon these elevated ERAs here. So you got 6.75 for Walker, 4.15 for Sears. And then, of course, you have the A's bullpen. Pretty bad, but we know that they've been playing a little bit better here as of late, right? 5.71 ERA, but May's done a pretty good job after he's come off the IL. And the Phillies, theirs is elevated a little bit here to 4.27 there in that one. So hopefully Ramon can get back here soon. So yeah, it looks like, I think that we were in the right one, right? Or maybe I went to the wrong game. I can't remember now. A tornado, JJ, what? That's crazy. I know I always worry about the College World Series here because we get tornadoes often, and it seems like it does happen here during the College World Series often. So I feel bad for folks that have not experienced the tornadoes and then are suddenly here not knowing what to do. The nice thing is there is a lot of underground bunkers there, at the field. Oh, we were talking about the Cleveland game. Well, shoot, I went to the wrong one. Oh, yeah, it was Cleveland and Diamondbacks. Well, I might have to give my spiel here all over again. But in this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking the Guardians here today. I'm taking Tristan McKenzie. I like him over Zach Gallen. Again, McKenzie, he should have won his first outing, but instead lost in the later innings. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault. So, yeah, I like the Guardians here. Again, they're scoring 4.23 runs per game here, 7.63 slugging percentage. So they're actually hitting the ball pretty good. I have this one probably staying a little bit under. So I think that gives me a better chance with Tristan McKenzie here as well. And then Gallen, geez, I think he's been lights out pretty much. But again, he's one that you might want to go ahead and take him on a first 5 and then, look at something later on. I think that's what a lot of folks have been doing here so far. So yeah, we'll have to take a look. But it looks like here, Ramon, he just texted me. He said 1 minute. Maybe he's trying to get back on. So yeah, again, Fernando, he said we're on the Arizona game. So I kind of messed that up moving forward a little bit. So who do you guys like? Luis likes Cleveland here on the money line. And Ron says Gallen's been lights out, which we all know. What's your pick, Ron? What do you got in this one? And then Rick, he says, what does steam mean? And where did that come from? All right. Yeah. So it's basically Ramon likes to watch the line service. That's something that I've never really done, right? I take all of the analytics and I go based off of that. Ramon is different, right? So that's why I think we work so well together. So he looks at handicapping differently. So basically what the steam is when you're watching, say, a line service or a line screen and you see everything start to pop up. Ramon, we're talking about what does steam mean and where does that come from Rick?
Thank you. And that had nothing to do with our problems from my Wi-Fi the other day. The power did go out here just for about 2 minutes, I'd say, right there. So back. Thank you, everybody. So none like yesterday, or no, a couple 2 or 3 days ago when I had some Wi-Fi issues. I guess technically it was, but we had violent winds here overnight here in Las Vegas. So yeah, so a steam is a coordinated move that when all the sports books change the line basically at the same time based on the events of one or more sports books moving the line based on either a coordinated bet by
lots of folks
betting groups or an injury or news that comes out that forces a rapid change in the line. So hopefully that explains that. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up here on that. And does that give a
Yeah. So basically the steam is where that line is moving. So the steam is on, say, the over, or the steam is on the Angels. So basically it just means that you're getting a lot of action, a lot of push towards a particular team or line.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll just mention, for example, when I mentioned that the Reds game, for example, that we just mentioned, that line was when I brought it to, or that Cubs total. What happened was the whole line was moving, with the whole thing was shifting across the whole betting landscape there, and that's what triggers it. The line's moving everywhere, and the other books are reacting. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Where did we leave off?
I guess I kind of messed up because when she went off, I thought we were on the Phillies and the A's, but we were not. We were on the Guardians and the Diamondbacks. So I might have gave my rundown on the Phillies and the A's, and then I went back to the Guardians and the Diamondbacks. So my play here is going to be the Guardians.
Okay, Mindy, on the Guardians here. Let me just get my bearings together a little bit.
Yeah, I said, I know, Gallen, he's been lights out here as of late, but I like McKenzie a lot. And I kind of feel like it wasn't necessarily, I know he got the earned runs in that last one. I kind of feel like they should have won that game. Just saying.
Yeah, for McKenzie's got a 4.5 ERA so far. Zach Gallen, one of the best in the league, certainly right now with that 3 ERA at this point, certainly doing very well. This line, let me see, is it $1.50 still? Well, my computers went down too, so kind of waiting.
Right.
Kind of restart. I can catch up a little bit here as we go along, but let's see. So Gallen, I don't know, maybe that price looks a little cheaper. I don't know. Guardians had a pretty good time yesterday. San Diego got the series. San Diego, we'll talk about them in a minute, but they haven't won a series all year, I don't think. Or swept a series anyway. Swept a series.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Of course, they've won a series, but They haven't swept a series all year. So, all right, in this one, I'm going to be on the. I don't know. I'm going to take the Guardians here in this one. What did you? I'm sorry, Mindy. What did you take?
The Guardians. Are we agreeing?
Is it a money line play?
Well, I mean, I'll take it on the run line. I don't mind.
Okay. What's the price there?
On that one there, it's like 160,
Ooh,
but I'm not sure if that's what it is here. Let me take a look.
yeah, it's going to be. I got it now. Computer's booted back up over here. $1.65 or more. We might even be laying $1.70 at some spots, but I'll take it with you. Let's take the Guardians here with McKenzie. Look, Guardians still have that bullpen ERA of 3. This should be a decent series. Let's go Guardians today. All right. Okay, I'm almost all caught up here. Let's see what the chat had in order in this one.
It's going to be crazy to try to find it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can look.
Yeah, because I see most of them on the other game there. Give him a little bit of a minute here. Okay, here's Jared on Cleveland. Ron's on the Guardians money line. And maybe we'll just leave it at that. Oh, here's the Diamondbacks first 5 for Ron. And Luis is on Cleveland with us.
There we go.
So,
yeah. The hometown, Thomas Lewis. Got him.
And Fernando on the over here in this one. All right. We're on Cleveland plus a 1.5. All right. And you said you also had prepared the Phillies.
I did.
Did you go all the way through in this one?
Yeah, I did my breakdown of the Phillies and the A's. And I am taking the over, Ramon. This A's team still finds a way to put in, 2 to 3 runs a game easily. And they've been a lot of times getting 5 or 6. And the Phillies bats, I think, are waking up a little bit as well. Jared's giving me a horse race. Nice.
Yeah, for the A's, we know their story right now. I mean, I guess I'd still call them the talk of the league at this point, despite, yes, well, I mean, we were on them yesterday with the run line. So, and you also had the premium on the under in that game. Remember, you got, I thought, over in that game, and you got the best of that one for sure. So, boy, I'm going to take the Athletics here. I'm going to one more time. Going to go take them on the run line here in this one. Mindy will go over. I'm scared at 8.5 now. I was thinking this game would go under. Been some movement from pros on the under. I'm gonna take the Athletics on the run line. I'm throwing out the window now all those stats about winning 1 out of every 5 games. Come on, Oakland's hot, playing well. Mindy's on the over. I'm on the Athletics plus a 1.5 in this one. Thanks for bringing back your plays, Luis. Run line here, Fernando. Athletics first 5, and Sears. We've talked about it, right? I mean, some of these Oakland pitchers, they're thin in the minors supposedly. But, they got Sears from the Yankees, and all of a sudden he's looking good. Politician for the people. How about it? Oakland team total over. Welcome. I think we've actually had P for P here once before. I see Phillies run line there from Steph and Athletics money line here. So,
what is that A's team total? I'm going to take a look real quick. Because, again, they've been getting that 2 or 3, I know, on the team totals like almost every day, Ramon.
3.5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Curtis, thank you for that comment when I went down. That's cool. Cool for you to say. I know that you guys are having some fun at my expense with me gone. I see here. If anybody can take it, I can, I guess. Huh? Okay, I'll take A's on the run line here. We'll see. Maybe the Phillies come in and bring them back down to earth. But right now, a lot of momentum. I'll say this about the whole situation. I mean, I've already banged on it for 2 days about the move here to Las Vegas
Yeah.
for the A's, but the attitude, right, that one city doesn't want us. We didn't even know if the other city wanted us. Nobody wants us, so let's just go out and play out of our minds for a while because nobody wants us. Good series here. The Rays will come in and take on the Padres. Padres definitely playing better. No, the Rays. Oh, would you say they struggled in Oakland, Mindy?
Yeah.
The Rays aren't giving anything back, certainly, but now they got what a pitching matchup. I'll call this the game of the night.
Uh-oh, look out. Game of the night.
Well, McClanahan and Darvish, you got to love this pitching matchup.
Right. Oh,
I'm showing 115, 7.5 over 20. Oh, wow. 7.5 over. That total that I have on the screen there, though, is just a typo. Should be 7.5. Never was 8.5.
I want 8.5. Oh, I guess I could buy it, right? But yeah, I think this one's going to be really tough. I love you, Darvish, but then I kind of feel like I have maybe one of the best pitchers in the league on the mound. That's won 86% of his starts, and that might be the no-brainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll probably go ahead and take the Rays on the money line here today. Basically, I'm not totally convinced that San Diego is back with the bats. I want to believe it. I really do. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Rays.
Well, we know Tatis is back with the bat, certainly. And
I want to believe it. I want to.
Yeah. Well, Cleveland got out. They smashed Weathers in the last. Weathers was all like, "Oh, I got a new pitch. I went to a two-seamer, and I was really getting some good action on the ball." Of course, he was pitching in Colorado, so he's probably getting a little bit different movement from the ball. Comes back home and just gets smashed by Cleveland right out of the gate. So you should take that into mind for you popping off to the media like, "Hey, I'm back. I found a new pitch." No, you were pitching in Colorado. You went to a two-seamer because you're breaking, the breaking ball doesn't break as much in Colorado. So anyways, Weathers looked terrible, but at least you got, Darvish pushed back to this one. Maybe they thought they could, move it around a little bit and still get a win yesterday, but they do have Darvish here to face McClanahan. Great matchup. McClanahan still getting it done no matter how you look at it. He's awesome. And I'll agree with you, Mindy. Let's take him to beat my Padres today. This should be, I would think these guys can go deep right now in this game. Let's see their first fives unders in the chat, I would imagine. I just think it's a good pitching matchup. Yeah. Fernando's on the Padres here. And Rick, let's see. Fernando's on the under as well. Luis says Padres. We went over that, Jared. I think we went over the Boston Yankee game. Check it out. James will go over. And Ron says McClanahan to record the win. Politician for the people says the Rays will hit Darvish. Not sure, though, on the side. Tampa Bay for Michael. Thomas on the Padres here. Fernando on the Padres. And Ron's on the under. Bionics on the Rays. And Jared says, give me a prop on McClanahan's over, a K prop here. And, what's that one? Burley under and the Nerfy in the first five under. Now that's the kind of correlation I like to see. Not just saying the under in that one. I mean, just everything kind of tying in together. You win all those bets if it all goes according to plan.
Right.
But let's take the Rays. Boy, we must have 7 or 8 at this point.
8. That's right.
Oh boy, we're not even done yet. Kind of wish we were the way it's going here with the White Sox and the Mariners. White Sox here, underdogs. Mariners $1.20. This total has dropped. It's 7.5 over 20.
Yeah, White Sox really gave that game away last night, Ramon. They probably should have let Cease have another couple innings, perhaps. But of course, we got it still on the run line, so we were okay there. So I kind of feel like I got to go back on this White Sox team. It's one of those that they've won 7 of their last 10 games now. Also, they've, going up against a pitcher with a 1.3 whip. They put runners on. Seattle struggled a little bit at the plate, but I feel like the bullpen has been, better also. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the White Sox here, get a little plus money right now.
All right. Mindy here on the White Sox with Kopech.
Brian, woo!
Yeah, Wu has not, he's got a 10.8 ERA so far. Mariners bullpen certainly about a run better, I would think, than the White Sox at this point. So, I'm not sure. Seattle definitely needs to get things rolling at home here a little bit. I'm not going to be able to. We got a lot of plays. I'm probably going to get with the total in this one. I feel like it was going to be a premium at 8, but if it's 7.5 now, I don't feel any. I'm going to give it out here on the show and go under 7.5 in this one with these two pitchers right now. Here's Kopech. He's gone under in 7 of his last 9 starts. White Sox have gone over in just 3 of their last 12 games. Seattle's playing a few more overs, but I'm going to take the under in this one at 7.5. Mindy will take the White Sox here. Let's see what the chat has to say. Hello to Corday. How you been?
Yeah, Jared had a nice hit there with Dylan Cease with those Ks.
Oh boy, Cease was rolling.
I know. I was surprised they took him out when they did.
Yeah.
All about the numbers, I guess.
But a big time comeback there at the end anyway for the Dodgers to tie it, and then the White Sox, 4-4 at that point. Let's see here. Here's Thomas Lewis on Seattle, James Edward on Seattle, Fernando's on the White Sox and over. Luis on the White Sox as well. All right, and let's see. Jared was loving it, he says. Yep, Twins was a play, Ron. Burley says go under here in this one. That's what I did. Mindy says take the White Sox. All right, one more, and I think I've just seen the information come across.
So, is it there?
Yep, we did get the info on the Dodgers. Let me see if I can get that because we know we didn't have a pitcher listed. Andres will probably get some of the work, but we are seeing the Dodgers starter here will be Emmett Sheehan, and he'll be making his major league debut. Former Boston College pitcher.
Okay. I don't know this guy at all.
Yeah. See what I can get for you here real quick without delaying the show too much. But Sheehan, 23 years old, was taken in 2021. Last year he was in high A and double A, 68 innings, 2.91 ERA. This season, not a top-tier prospect, but so far, double A, great results, 1.86 ERA and 53 and a third innings. Strikeout rate, get this, 41%, 11% walk rate. So he'll have to be careful here pitching to major league pitchers. But 211 BABIP and stranding 91% of his runners. That's about all I can give you reading this story without reading it verbatim. I'm just kind of, doing some speed reading or something there.
Right.
But let me get it on the screen at least here and see if we can. We might even be able to get a line on this one. So that sounds like he's a starter and can run a little bit deep here for Mr. Sheehan. And the line is 150, 9 under 15.
All right. Well, it does sound like he is decent, right? And I know you've kind of talked about before that the Dodgers make almost any pitcher look good, right? I mean, that's kind of how it is when you have that kind of stout lineup in behind. But again, the Dodgers have that struggling bullpen, and that's another thing that always worries me a little bit. Even though you have that really dangerous lineup, they need like Greg Gagne back, right? Something like that. But yeah, I feel like the Giants here, they play pretty well both sides of the ball as of late. I'm going to go Giants in this one. They're playing well. They've won 9 of 10 here on the road, scored 5 or more runs on those splits when they are away. And again, on base percentage, 9.31 in those road starts. So I'm taking the Giants here.
All right, Mindy on the Giant. What do you think, Mindy? Run line or money
I don't know.
line?
Do we have a?
It's plus 1.5 minus 155 or so.
Well, we'll see. I would take that 155.
You'd rather take the run line?
Sure.
Okay, because I like the Giants as well. I'm sure we'll see mostly Sean Manaea. It's funny because the way they've been working it, he comes in. Brevy is we know he's the standard opener, if you will, for the Giants. And then last time we saw Brevia go 2 innings. I think Jake Junis went 2 innings, and then Manaea came in, I think, for like 5 innings. So that's the way the Giants are kind of running it. I know nobody gets too excited about Manaea, but nonetheless, I'll take him with you here in this one. Luis is on the Giants, so we've got a lot of plays. Save for what it is. Ron will take the Dodgers here in this one. Fernando, Dodgers, and over. So, okay, probably not a lot of opinion on that game. We'll just get done with it, and we'll take the Giants on the run line here. Probably everyone wants to read up a little bit on their pitcher before they make any calls on this one. That's a look at baseball.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.